If you think your pantry is fully stocked and your household is ready for anything, it might be time for a serious reassessment. Here's the reality. By December, we could face severe shortages, skyrocketing prices, and empty shelves. Global uncertainties, crop failures due to unpredictable weather, disrupted supply chains, and rising inflation are all creating the perfect storm. If you're not prepared, your household might struggle to secure even the most basic essentials. In this video, we'll focus on 8 critical grocery items you need to stockpile now. These aren't just nice to have, they're must-haves to ensure your family's security in challenging times. Some of these items are already experiencing price hikes of 20%, 30%, or even 50%, and reports of shortages are widespread. Major producers have issued warnings, indicating that these issues could persist well into next year. This isn't about fear. It's about being proactive. By the time most people catch on, prices will have surged even higher, and options will be limited. Acting now gives you the chance to stay ahead and protect your household. So, grab a pen and get ready to take notes. December isn't just another month. It's a critical deadline, and time is running out. Let's make sure you and your family have everything you need. 1. Wheat and flour, non-negotiable essentials for your stockpile. Let's get straight to the point. Wheat and flour are essential for your food stockpile. You might think you have enough on hand, but these aren't just everyday pantry items. They're the backbone of your food security. Once they're gone, restocking won't be as simple as running to the store. Our global wheat supply chain is more fragile than it seems. It heavily depends on a few key regions: Russia, Ukraine, the United States, and a handful of others. Take the war in Ukraine, for example. This isn't just a military conflict, it's a global wheat crisis. Before the war, Ukraine provided nearly 30% of the world's wheat. Now, due to ongoing disruptions and compromised shipping routes, that number has drastically dropped. Meanwhile, Russia, which holds a dominant position in the wheat market, isn't exactly focused on price stability or global support. On top of that, severe droughts in the US Midwest and Canada are only making things worse. The result? A perfect storm of rising prices and dwindling supplies. Now think about what this means for you. Flour isn't just a pantry staple. It's the foundation of so many everyday comforts: bread, pasta, tortillas, pancakes, cookies, and even crackers. Without it, your hearty meals could turn into bare-bones alternatives. Planning ahead is critical, because improvising when supplies run out is far harder than you might think. Sure, alternatives like almond or coconut flour are available, but they're expensive and don't offer the same versatility as traditional flour. Let's face it, baking a decent loaf of bread or making a satisfying pizza crust with almond flour is a lot harder than an online recipe might make it seem. Don't gamble with your food security. Stock up on wheat and flour now, before shortages and price hikes make them harder to find. But remember, your supply won't last forever. Without proper storage, moisture, bugs, and time can quickly ruin it. The solution? Store your flour in airtight Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers. This simple step can extend its shelf life by years, protecting your investment and ensuring you're prepared. If you're serious about long-term survival, consider wheat berries. These unprocessed wheat kernels have an incredibly long shelf life when stored properly, dry and sealed. They're also extremely versatile. You can grind them into fresh flour, sprout them for added nutrients, or cook them whole as a grain. Flour made from freshly ground wheat is not only healthier, but it also tastes far superior. With wheat berries, you're not just surviving. You're thriving. For a solid survival plan, aim to have a significant stash ready to go. To stockpile around 200 pounds of wheat or flour per person per year, yes, per person, might sound like a lot, but take a moment to calculate your household's needs and start building your reserves now. Don't underestimate the importance of this staple. Thinking you'll just bake less bread in tough times? Think again. Bread isn't just food. It's a source of calories, comfort, and cultural connection. It can mean the difference between a satisfying meal and going to bed hungry. Thinking about growing your own wheat? Keep in mind that it's not as simple as a backyard project. Successful wheat farming requires space, time, and expertise to yield enough for even one person. For most people, it's far more practical to buy wheat while it's still affordable and accessible. Flour is more than just food. It's a survival tool. You can use it to stretch meals, thicken soups, or even trade in times of scarcity. Imagine a scenario where shelves are empty and flour becomes as valuable as gold. A single pound of flour could be a powerful bartering item. Wheat berries, too, unlock countless possibilities. In times of crisis, people will desperately seek wheat to bake their own essentials. Don't be caught unprepared. If you think you've stored enough, think again. If you believe you don't need it, reconsider. Store it wisely, protect it carefully, and stock up now while supplies are still available. When prices skyrocket or stocks disappear, you'll be baking bread while others are making do with plain rice, longing for something more. 2. Toilet paper. An essential item. You can't overlook. Toilet paper might seem like an ordinary household item, but it's crucial for your emergency supplies. Imagine this: supply chains are disrupted, store shelves are empty, and chaos reigns. In moments like these, not having a stash of toilet paper can be a serious inconvenience. This isn't just about comfort, it's about maintaining hygiene, health, and dignity when things get tough. Think about reaching for that last roll and finding it gone. What would you do? Resort to leaves, rags, or worse? Hopefully, you'll never have to answer that question, but it's better to be prepared than regretful. So why is toilet paper often overlooked? It's always there, neatly stacked in stores, so we take it for granted. But remember the early days of the pandemic, when toilet paper flew off the shelves, revealing just how fragile its supply chain can be. While most toilet paper in the U.S. is produced domestically, the raw materials often come from abroad. Disruptions in international shipping, labor shortages, or surging demand can quickly lead to empty shelves and inflated prices. What about alternatives like cloth rags or reusable options? They might seem practical, but they come with their own challenges. Reusable cloths require constant cleaning, which means access to water, soap, and bleach, resources that might be limited during an emergency. Stocking up on toilet paper now is a simple yet essential step to avoid unnecessary stress later. Imagine a water shortage scenario. Absolute chaos. Suddenly, even basic necessities like toilet paper become invaluable. As for nature-based alternatives, let's just say, unless you enjoy unpleasant surprises like poison ivy, you might want to rethink that option. Hygiene is more than comfort. It's crucial for survival. Did you know the average person uses about 100 rolls of toilet paper per year? In a crisis, that number can skyrocket due to stress-related ailments or less frequent flushing to conserve water. For a family of 4, you're looking at about 400 rolls annually, and that's a conservative estimate. Skimping on this essential item is not an option. Worried about storage? Don't be. Toilet paper is lightweight, compressible, and can be tucked away in closets, under beds, or even in the attic. It's the perfect item to stockpile without eating up your living space. Plus, it's not just for personal use. It's an exceptional barter tool. In times of scarcity, a single roll of toilet paper could become as valuable as gold. People might trade food, tools, or even fuel for it. Now, picture empty store shelves and desperate neighbors. In such times, your stash of toilet paper could make all the difference. Keep stockpiling. Don't wait until it's too late. For that comforting necessity, while canned goods and other staples are great barter items, few things rival the demand for toilet paper during a shortage. Let's talk about the perks of stockpiling toilet paper. Long shelf life. Toilet paper doesn't spoil, doesn't require special storage, and stays usable indefinitely if kept dry and out of sunlight. Stock up on bulk packs for daily use and camping-sized rolls for emergencies. Versatility. Don't just stock up on the basics. Consider adding tissues and wet wipes to your stockpile as backup options. But keep in mind, wet wipes aren't biodegradable and can't fully replace toilet paper over an extended period. When preparing for the unexpected, don't underestimate the power of these everyday essentials. Whether it's for hygiene, comfort, or trading, toilet paper is a survival staple you can't afford to overlook. 3. Canned fruits. A game changer for your pantry. Let me tell you, canned fruits are a total game changer. Picture your pantry as a stronghold, brimming with vibrant, juicy canned fruits that will be there to provide assistance during tough times. While they're definitely a delicious treat, their value goes far beyond flavor. These nutrient-rich, energy-boosting essentials are impossible to overlook. Let's break it down. If you're not already stacking up on canned peaches, pineapples, mixed fruit, or even classic applesauce, you're missing out. Canned fruits aren't just about satisfying hunger. They're about keeping you healthy, energized, and ready to face whatever comes your way. Why are canned fruits a must-have in your stockpile? First off, they're packed with vitamin C, a vital nutrient for boosting your immune system and preventing scurvy. Imagine experiencing symptoms like bleeding gums, fatigue, and infections during a time when medical supplies are scarce. This is definitely a situation you'll want to avoid. Stocking up now can help you sidestep that nightmare. But that's not all. Canned fruits also provide natural sugars for quick energy and fiber to keep your digestion running smoothly. In times when your diet might be heavy on dry carbs and proteins, a can of honeyed peaches or juicy pineapples could be a welcome burst of flavor and a boost to your morale. It's more than just food. It's a way to stay positive and balanced when times are tough. Storage tips for canned fruits. These little cans are champs when it comes to long-term prepping. They're naturally shelf-stable, don't require refrigeration, and boast a shelf life of 2 to 5 years straight off the store shelf. Here's a pro tip. Those expiration dates? They're often just guidelines. With proper storage, your canned fruits can last even longer. Canned fruits aren't just survival tools. They're about thriving when the going gets tough. Stock up now, and you'll be ready to face the unexpected with a pantry full of energy-packed, morale-boosting, vitamin-rich treasures. If stored properly in a cool, dry place, canned fruits can last for decades. Sure, the texture might change over time, but the nutritional value remains intact. When fresh fruit fades into the past, it won't matter if the peaches are slightly soft. Quality matters. Not all cans are created equal, though. Steer clear of those showing signs of dents, rust, or swelling, as these may indicate contamination risks, like botulism. For the health-conscious, fruits packed in juice are a better choice than those in heavy syrup. But don't dismiss syrup-packed options either. They're calorie-dense and can serve as quick energy boosters or sweeteners when needed. Applesauce and fruit purees. Don't overlook applesauce or fruit purees. These are versatile beyond desserts, blending seamlessly into baked goods, oatmeal, or even as natural sweeteners in recipes. Dried fruits? Think twice. While dried fruits might seem like an ultimate solution for stocking up, they fall short when compared to canned fruits in terms of calorie density, hydration, and shelf life. Plus, they're often more expensive and don't offer the refreshing juiciness that canned fruits provide. In a survival scenario, hydration becomes a top priority, and canned fruits pack a bonus, natural juices that help conserve your precious water supply. When fresh produce disappears from store shelves due to panic buying, seasonal scarcity, or disrupted supply chains, canned fruits will become indispensable. Imports like bananas and mangoes will vanish, and the value of your canned fruit stash will skyrocket. Stock up while you can. It's not just about surviving. It's about thriving through tough times. Even local produce will be hard to come by during a crisis. That's where canned fruits come in, offering stability in an unpredictable world. Here's a survival hack. Canned fruits aren't just food. They're currency. When others are rationing crackers or beans, imagine trading a can of luscious peaches or fruit cocktail. Suddenly, it's not just fruit. It's leverage for essentials like fuel, tools, or even labor. Canned fruits are also a reliable source of vitamin C, a nutrient your body doesn't store. Unlike fat or protein, vitamin C is water-soluble, meaning you need a regular supply to maintain resilience. While multivitamins are helpful, they degrade over time and eventually run out. Canned fruits, on the other hand, offer a long-lasting, nutrient-packed safety net, providing added fiber, hydration, and energy. Don't wait until it's too late. Stock up on canned fruits now. They're more than just pantry staples. They're an investment in your future health and security. Trust us, your future self will thank you. 4. Cooking fuel. The essentials you can't afford to overlook. Imagine this. You've spent months prepping, filling your pantry with enough rice, beans, and pasta to last through any disaster. You feel confident, knowing your family will have food when the unexpected strikes. But then, the power goes out, the gas supply is cut off. Propane deliveries are no longer guaranteed. Suddenly, all those dry goods you carefully stored are useless without fuel to cook them. That's why cooking fuel isn't a luxury. It's a must-have for survival. You might immediately think of propane, and for good reason. Propane is considered one of the most reliable options for long-term cooking. It doesn't degrade over time, it's portable, and it burns hot and steady. Whether you're cooking at home or on the go, those handy propane cylinders are essential. But here's a common misconception. One tank will get you through. Let's bust that myth. A typical 20-pound propane tank will give you about 20 hours of cooking at high heat. If you're cooking 3 meals a day, that tank will last roughly 1 week for a single person. Now, picture a family of 4. You'll need dozens of tanks just to get through an extended emergency. And with propane shortages no longer a distant threat due to supply chain issues and high winter demand, it's crucial to stock up now. Prices are climbing, and soon, propane may not even be available on store shelves. Next, consider charcoal. If you have a grill, charcoal can serve as a reliable backup fuel source. It's affordable, easy to store, as long as it stays dry, and provides a dependable way to cook outdoors. However, charcoal burns fast. A single bag might only last 3 to 4 days. So, while it's a useful option, you'll need to stockpile plenty if you want it to last through an extended crisis. When planning for emergency cooking, preparation is key. A month's worth of cooking requires a substantial fuel stockpile. Opt for high-quality, long-burning charcoal instead of cheaper varieties that turn to ash quickly. A charcoal chimney starter is essential, as it eliminates the need for lighter fluid, which is a valuable resource to conserve. Thinking about using wood? Be prepared for a challenge. While a campfire might sound romantic, the reality involves chopping, hauling, and maintaining steady cooking heat. Wet wood is useless, so if this is your plan, begin stockpiling seasoned firewood now. Drying wood takes 6 to 12 months, and you'll need tools like an axe, saw, or splitting maul, along with secure storage space, protected from rain and pests. Counting on scavenging for wood might backfire, as many others will have the same idea, quickly depleting local supplies. Don't overlook butane stoves and camping fuel. Compact and portable, these are perfect for short-term use or emergencies. Lightweight butane canisters are easy to store, but they shouldn't be your primary fuel source. They're expensive and run out quickly. Think of them as a backup for unexpected situations or when you're on the move. As for trendy options like solar cookers and homemade rocket stoves, they're more of a supplement than a solution. Solar cookers work great on sunny days, but fail in poor weather, and can't reliably cook large meals. Use them to complement your main setup, not as your sole cooking source. In short, cooking fuel is an absolute necessity when preparing for a crisis. Don't wait until the last minute to stock up. Ensure you have enough propane, charcoal, or alternative cooking fuel to keep your family fed and safe during tough times. core of your plan. Safety should always be a priority. Never cook indoors with propane or charcoal unless your space is properly ventilated. The risk of carbon monoxide poisoning is life-threatening, and outdoor setups or well-ventilated areas are non-negotiable. Cooking in a closed space can be more dangerous than going without food altogether. Prioritize your safety, especially when using fuel sources that generate harmful gases. Finally, remember the value of cooking fuel in a crisis. When others realize they can't cook, items like propane tanks or bags of charcoal become incredibly valuable for trading. You can barter fuel for food, tools, or even protection. However, always make sure to secure your own supply first to avoid trading incomplete meals for basic necessities. 5. Stockpile cooking oil before it's too late. Here's why cooking oil is critical for your survival if you're serious about thriving and maintaining a sense of normalcy during uncertain times. Once seen as a simple pantry item, cooking oil is quickly becoming one of the most essential commodities to stock up on. This is not a drill. We often take cooking oil for granted until we find ourselves without it. Think beyond just frying or sautéing. Cooking oil is the cornerstone of countless culinary activities. It's essential for baking, making marinades, stir-frying, preparing dressings, and even preserving foods like jerky or confit. Without it, many meals would lose flavor and could become nearly impossible to make. Currently, global cooking oil production is under significant strain. Droughts are devastating soybean crops across the American Midwest, severely impacting one of the key sources of vegetable oil. Geopolitical tensions are disrupting sunflower oil exports from regions like Ukraine, and Europe's breadbasket is further complicating availability. Meanwhile, Spain and Italy are facing blockades and rising tensions in the Mediterranean, affecting the flow of other oils. On top of that, rising temperatures have led to a sharp drop in olive oil production, with some regions seeing a reduction of over 30%. As a result, prices have soared, with some oils now costing 2 to 3 times what they did just a year ago. If you think you can simply wait out these changes, think again. Behind the scenes, major companies are already blending high-quality oils, like olive oil, with cheaper alternatives to meet demand. If you're not paying attention, you might end up overpaying for diluted products, or, even worse, find yourself facing empty grocery shelves. Imagine walking into your supermarket only to see once stocked shelves of canola, sunflower, or peanut oil completely bare. It's not a far-off scenario. It could happen sooner than you think. So how can you prepare for this? While cooking oils do have expiration dates, those dates shouldn't be a deal-breaker. With proper storage, keeping oils in a cool, dark place, and ensuring they're tightly sealed, they can last well beyond the printed expiration. For a longer-lasting option, consider coconut oil. Its natural resistance to oxidation allows it to stay fresh for years if stored properly. Another great choice is clarified butter ghee, which is shelf-stable and packed with nutrients, making it a perfect backup. Animal fats like lard and tallow are also worth considering. Not only do they store exceptionally well, but they're versatile enough for cooking, frying, baking, and even non-food uses like waterproofing, leather, or conditioning cast iron cookware. Here's a tip. Even if your oil turns rancid, don't throw it away just yet. While it may lose its fresh taste, rancid oil can still serve many purposes. It can be used as fuel for lamps, a conditioner for wood, or even a lubricant for tools and machinery. In times of scarcity, the cooking oil in your pantry isn't just for cooking. It's a hidden survival tool. Don't wait until it's too late. Cooking oil is transitioning from a common kitchen staple to a rare luxury. Don't find yourself trading your canned soups or powdered milk for a small bottle of olive oil when the shelves run dry. Stock up on every type you can: vegetable, canola, olive, coconut, lard, ghee, and peanut oil. When your neighbors are left with plain rice, you'll be enjoying crispy fried pancakes. 6. Pasta, a lifesaver for your stockpile. Pasta is a pantry staple that shouldn't be overlooked when prepping for the future. It's versatile, easy to store, and can be a comforting meal in tough times. Plus, pasta has a long shelf life when stored correctly, which makes it ideal for long-term storage. In a crisis, pasta can stretch your food supply, offering a filling base for a variety of meals. Whether paired with canned sauces, meats, or vegetables, pasta can provide a hearty, satisfying meal with minimal preparation. Stock up on different types of pasta, including spaghetti, macaroni, penne, and even instant noodles. These are all quick and easy to cook, making them perfect for emergencies when you need something fast. Consider packaging pasta in airtight containers to protect it from moisture, which can cause it to spoil. Pasta also works as a great barter item in times of scarcity. Its long shelf life and ability to provide essential calories make it highly valuable when food supplies are limited. Stockpiling pasta is a simple, cost-effective way to prepare for the unexpected, ensuring that you have an easy and reliable food source no matter what comes your way. The unsung hero of your emergency pantry. Pasta might seem like just a quick and easy meal, but in survival situations, it's far more valuable than you might think. When shelves are empty and supplies are scarce, you'll be thankful for every box of pasta in your pantry. Not only is it budget-friendly, but it's also incredibly versatile and has a long shelf life when stored properly. Pasta isn't just another item to tick off your shopping list. It's a high-calorie, morale-boosting essential that can keep you sustained when other foods run low. Why pasta should earn a top spot in your stockpile. Made primarily from durum wheat semolina, pasta boasts an impressive shelf life and provides about 200 calories per uncooked cup. The carbohydrates in pasta are essential for maintaining energy during tough times. And now is certainly not the moment for restrictive diets. You need fuel, and pasta is here to provide it. Pasta is a fantastic base for countless meals and can be paired with anything you've stored, from canned goods to simple olive oil and garlic. As variety becomes scarce, pasta can turn even the simplest pantry ingredients into hearty, filling dishes. But pasta's benefits go beyond its practicality. There are real challenges to consider. The global wheat shortage has hit pasta production hard. Italy, the birthplace of pasta, is struggling with rising durum wheat costs due to climate issues and supply chain disruptions, and pasta manufacturers are sounding the alarm about looming shortages and rising prices. These effects are already reaching your local grocery store, so now's the time to stock up before pasta becomes harder to find and more expensive. Stock up on traditional pasta, not alternatives. Thinking of switching to gluten-free or chickpea pasta? Think again. These alternatives are often pricier and harder to find. Don't wait until it's too late. Stocking up on traditional pasta is a smart move. A common mistake, assuming pasta is indestructible. While pasta has an impressive shelf life, it still requires proper storage. The cardboard boxes they come in aren't enough. These boxes can attract pests like pantry moths and weevils, and if your storage area is humid, your pasta might absorb moisture and spoil. The fix? Transfer your pasta to airtight containers or mylar bags with oxygen absorbers. With this setup, your pasta can stay fresh for more than a decade. Yes, over 10 years. The price of today's box of spaghetti could provide a meal for pennies, even when inflation makes everything else more expensive. Pasta's versatility and psychological comfort. Pasta's versatility is unmatched. It works for any meal: breakfast, lunch, snack, or dinner. Need a comforting soup? Add small pasta shapes like elbows or orzo. Want to stretch a can of meat or vegetables? Pasta can help in a pinch. Pasta can be your fastest meal solution. Angel hair cooks in under 3 minutes. When there are limited food options, even cold pasta salads can boost morale. Pasta isn't just about calories. It's about comfort, variety, and avoiding food fatigue. It also has potential bartering power. In times of scarcity, pasta becomes a form of currency. You could exchange a single package for fresh produce, fuel, or labor. It's lightweight, compact, and universally valued. People are willing to make significant sacrifices for a warm pasta meal, particularly after a prolonged period without hearty food. Having extra pasta means you're in control. Finally, pasta isn't just survival food, it's psychological comfort. There's a reason it's been a favorite for so long. When times are tough, a bowl of pasta with sauce or butter can bring a sense of normalcy. That small comfort is priceless when the weight of survival feels overwhelming. 7. The importance of stockpiling. Coffee. Let's get straight to the point. If you're not stockpiling coffee right now, you're setting yourself up for potential disaster. You might think of coffee as a luxury, a morning ritual, or just a comforting treat. But when things get tough, coffee becomes much more than that. It's an essential part of maintaining morale, staying sharp, and even bartering during times of crisis. When faced with intense stress, limited sleep, and constant exhaustion, your coffee stash becomes an indispensable lifeline. The caffeine boosts alertness, helps maintain focus, and provides a moment of comfort and normalcy in a chaotic world. Having a stash of coffee can lift your spirits and energize you when it feels like everything else is running low. Coffee also makes an excellent bartering item. In a crisis, a good cup of coffee becomes a valuable commodity. It's a small luxury that many will be willing to trade for food, shelter, or other necessities. Whether it's for personal use or as a potential item for trading, coffee should be a non-negotiable part of your survival plan. Coffee, your essential tool for survival. Coffee keeps you alert and focused, vital qualities when tough decisions are part of daily survival. Underestimating coffee's importance in a crisis is a mistake you can't afford to make. The caffeine boosts mental clarity and concentration, helping you stay on top of challenges when everything feels overwhelming. As emergencies unfold, sleep will likely become scarce. Long shifts, security duties, and the stress of the unknown will take their toll on your usual rest. While coffee can't replace sleep, it extends your ability to function when sleep isn't an option, keeping you going longer than you'd expect. The growing coffee crisis. Now, let's talk about the growing problem. The coffee supply chain is in serious trouble. Climate change is hitting major coffee-producing countries like Brazil, Colombia, and Ethiopia hard. Rising temperatures and unpredictable weather are damaging crops, causing yields to plummet. On top of that, the global supply chain is struggling with shipping delays, labor shortages, and rising costs. Coffee is becoming harder to find, and prices are skyrocketing. Waiting to stock up could mean paying double for half the amount, or worse, finding the shelves empty when you need it most. How to stockpile coffee for survival. Here's where it gets practical. Coffee has a surprisingly long shelf life. Ground coffee, whole beans, and even instant coffee can last for years when stored properly. Invest in airtight containers or vacuum-sealed bags, and keep your coffee in a cool, dry place away from light to preserve its freshness. Instant coffee, often overlooked, is an ideal survival option. Compact, lightweight, and nearly indestructible. No need for boiling water. Lukewarm water will work in a pinch. If you prefer fresh coffee, stock up on whole beans or ground coffee, and consider getting a manual grinder. While electricity may be unavailable, having the right tools lets you drink coffee when you need it. Coffee as a bartering asset. Let's not overlook coffee's potential as a valuable trading asset in tough times. When luxuries become scarce, coffee quickly transforms into a highly sought-after commodity, one that people will trade for food, tools, or even fuel when the need arises. It's not just a drink, it's psychological comfort, a reminder of normalcy amid chaos. Position yourself as the one with the coffee supply, not the one desperately swapping essentials for a cup of instant coffee. The versatility of coffee. Beyond its stimulating effects, coffee is incredibly versatile. Caffeine in coffee alleviates headaches, enhances focus, and even suppresses hunger when food is scarce. And don't throw away used coffee grounds. They have practical uses too. You can use them to neutralize odors, naturally repel insects, or enrich your compost for gardening. Calculating your coffee needs. So, don't underestimate your coffee consumption needs. Plan ahead. A single cup requires around 10 to 12 grams of coffee grounds. Calculate how much your household consumes daily, and then factor in how long you may need to go without store access. For a family of 4, each drinking 2 cups per day, you'll need about 30 pounds of coffee annually. That's just for personal use. Keep extra on hand for bartering, boosting morale, or unexpected situations. Coffee is both a staple and a luxury you can't afford to overlook. 8. Stockpile. Water filtration systems. Let's get one thing straight. Water is life. Without access to clean, drinkable water, you're seriously jeopardizing your survival. Think I'm exaggerating? Think again. You can go weeks without food, but just 3 days without water can be life-threatening. During a crisis, clean water will disappear faster than you can say, power outage. Whether it's a natural disaster, infrastructure failure, or full-on societal collapse, water will be one of the first things to go. The importance of water filtration. So, unless you're one of the rare few with an off-grid well, you need a solid plan to filter, purify, and collect whatever water you can get your hands on. You could stock up on bottled water, but let's be real, that's just a temporary fix. There's no way you can store enough bottles to last a family through a long-term crisis. Did you know that the average person needs at least 1 gallon of water per day just for drinking and basic hygiene? That means a family of 4 will go through 120 gallons in a month. Even if you ration, can you store that much water? Most people can't. And even if you have a large water supply, you'll still need a reliable filtration system to make sure it's safe to drink. Water filtration systems, from portable filters to large-scale purification units, are absolutely essential for survival. The importance of water. Filtration in a crisis. When the warehouse of bottled water runs out, what do you do next? You can't just go to a nearby stream or pond and drink untreated water. That'll leave you battling diarrhea, parasites, or worse, deadly infections like cholera. This is where a reliable water filtration system becomes absolutely essential. Not having one isn't just a bad idea, it's downright dangerous. Why a water filtration system is critical. You need something sturdy, dependable, and easy to use. A gravity-fed system, like a Berkey, is a great option. These systems effectively filter out bacteria, viruses, heavy metals, and even microplastics. And because they don't rely on electricity, they're a lifesaver during power outages. If you're worried about the cost, think long-term. A high-quality filtration system can purify thousands of gallons over its lifetime. It's not just an expense, it's your lifeline. Make sure to stock up on extra filters, as they do wear out over time. That way, you'll have a water filtration system that keeps you hydrated long after your neighbors have run out of bottled water. Portable water filtration, a game changer. In addition to a stationary filtration system, consider having a portable solution, especially if you need to bug out and relocate quickly. A lightweight, compact tool like the LifeStraw or Sawyer Mini can be a lifesaver when you're on the move and need access to clean water. These portable filters are perfect for drinking directly from streams or other questionable water sources. For added safety, include purification tablets or drops in your emergency kit to neutralize bacteria and viruses that even the best filters might miss. Boiling water. Not always the best option. While boiling water is another option for purification, it requires time, fuel, and effort. Plus, it doesn't remove heavy metals or chemicals. Water filters, on the other hand, are faster, more efficient, and more reliable. Rainwater collection. An alternative source. Never assume that clean water will always be accessible. Consider setting up a rainwater collection system using gutters, barrels, tarps, or whatever works for your environment. Just be sure to check local laws, as some areas have restrictions on rainwater harvesting. Though in a real emergency, the only thing that matters is having enough water to drink, cook, clean, and survive. By combining your rainwater collection system with a dependable filtration system, you'll be unstoppable. You'll be able to prepare emergency food supplies, clean wounds, wash cooking utensils, and maintain hygiene. Dirty water isn't just an inconvenience, it's a death sentence. Even seemingly clean rainwater or snowmelt can carry bacteria or pesticide runoff, so always filter it before consumption. Water filters as valuable trade items. Lastly, a high-quality water filtration system can be an invaluable trade item in a crisis. As clean water becomes scarce, your filtration system can be bartered for food, tools, or other necessities. A solid water filtration system isn't just a survival tool, it's a strategic asset in times of scarcity.